Let's open the doors.
Well, the client, of course, is many people. There's the board, and then there's the executive director. Now, the executive director, Lou Moore, she comes from the stage. I mean, she comes from acting and directing and running theaters. So she knew what she needed. She understood what she needed. She understood, sort of the inner workings of what was important to her. But to get there was, to get through all the little minuscule items, was quite a bit of work. The post office from the U.S. Postal Service, in the 80s, or it's been a long process for the people that are on the board. God love them. They've been on this almost 20 years. Some of them. I'm trying to get this project to actually come to fruition. So I started, I came, the third RFP was 2006, or the end of, 2006, and we started working in 2006, in early 2006, and I just opened.
And construction started when?
2 years ago, like,
2011.
So
you worked about 5 years on the project.
Well, I would say 6, yes, 2006 plus 7 is actually 2013, right? So it's 7 years. It's been a.
The audience may understand that it's not just a matter of inspiration, right?
No,
it's a matter of inspiration.
The reality of it is I needed a story in order to sell a contemporary building. And I knew I needed a story. I had to, and the story that came to me was referencing what happened on the site for many, many, many years, right? And that was the receiving and the dissemination of mail. What if all the letters and mail that came through here actually came back? And the envelopes themselves came back. The letters stayed with the owners, of course, but the envelopes got thrown away, and they somehow came back together, and they created a flock, and they came back and clad the building. And that was sort of this idea of how do I abstractly, in an abstract way, reference that. The little things happen there that are, or actually big things happen that are just sort of lucky, right? I mean, you look at the old, the post office building. It's a T shape, right? Is that something? And you look at a theater, it is also a T shape. So all of a sudden, the two plans, when put together, create these very interesting positive and negative spaces. So urbanistically, I think that created for us a very, very nice diagram on the site, and it allowed us to create spaces so that it's not just a one-liner. You have all these little sort of intimate spaces that occur as a result of these unusual, of these very typical geometries, but the unusual geometries created by them. And of course, the whole idea of being able to come through the site from Crescent, from City Hall, literally come across and come through the site is a very, very important one to us as well. On the side, in between the two buildings, you have this wonderful vantage point of, you can literally touch the old building, and you can touch the new building, and you're in this kind of very almost European space where almost like in a medieval town. It's really quite nice, and it closes in on you like that, and then as soon as a few steps, and then it opens back up on you. And I think that's a great feeling, and how we even used the old window of the old post office, and we mimicked it literally in the new building, so you can actually sit or stand in this spot and look into the old building and look into the new building through, and see. You can see the gas station literally from here through the building, and you can see down into the stairs of the connecting stair.
There is an idea on the more or less cross section that happens here.
Right.
Because you had to sink the theater, I don't know how many feet below.
About 30-ish.
So
Yeah.
that's that's
Something.
almost 3 regular floors below street level or grade level. Mm-hmm. And obviously by doing that, you're able to bring light here.
Yes.
But not only that, I mean, this is really a piazza. And although it's not an horizontal piazza, it's a very, very, very delicate, very smooth walking down from this upper portion. What was the idea beyond that?
I mean, because of course, as soon as we made the decision to sink down, of course, and that lobby would be, it's down there. I mean, it's almost 20 feet down, 15, 20 feet down. So to make that transition from this level down there, had to be carefully done, and it had to be done step by step. So, as we all know, a big drop it can be, oh my gosh, it's a big drop. Or if you do it little by little by little, you don't even notice that you're going down that far, right? And I think that was the sort of gentle movement down, which is what you do in a theater. Also, when you go into a theater and you go down and you start at the top and you work your way down to the seats of the front row, it's a gentle movement down, even though it can be many, many, many feet. It's the idea of that sort of gentleness, and by sort of doing that, the plane almost remains to be the same. That I needed room for a whole host of stuff that I cannot find place for, because I can't put anything on the historic building roof, and I can't put anything really on the roof of the theater, not only from a standpoint of too tall, but from a standpoint of worst place to put mechanical equipment is right on top of a theater, right on top of a stage house, right on top of a seating area from an acoustic standpoint. So, we created these sort of giant shelves or ears of the stage house, if you will, and we have several levels inside there because it's pretty tall, and we were able to put the cooling tower, the air handling units, the pumps, the water pumps, and sort of some other fans and so on and so forth, and we were able to hide them within the sort of exterior sort of really not a volume, but the cladding of the building we were able to use that to sort of not really hide them because they're not hidden, but to create a sort of slight dematerialization of the volume and the mass by dematerializing the sort of skin of the building, and then also giving you a sort of a glimpse and a view and a sort of understanding that there's more to this than just the stage house and the thing. There's all this other machinery. There's also other stuff that goes on in a building that I find very interesting, and I find it very aesthetically interesting, as well as the actual expressing of it. So I always sort of quipped like the building sort of comes apart like a curtain almost, and you get a little glimpse back behind the curtain, not behind the curtain to the backstage, but actually behind the curtain of the skin of the building, and see really what's happening, was running this thing. And